Welcome to NeuroWellness channel, where every video is a journey to unlock better brain and heart health after 60. Today, you might be shocked to learn that some of the vegetables you thought were protecting your heart could actually be putting it at serious risk, all because of how you eat them. When you eat them, or what medications you're taking alongside. Think you're clean. Green diet is heart healthy? Think again. One of these so-called superfoods could already be in your fridge, quietly working against your medications and your body. Stay with us, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover the hidden truth about vegetables that might be sabotaging your heart from the inside. Eating healthy is not just about what you eat, it's about eating smart. Sometimes, protecting your heart comes down to one small but powerful change. Let's find out what it is. Part 1. Spinach, the silent threat to your heart medication. Spinach has long been hailed as one of the healthiest vegetables on earth, packed with iron, fiber, and powerful antioxidants. But if you are over 60 and taking heart medications, especially blood thinners like warfarin, Coumadin, or aspirin, this superfood might be quietly putting your life at risk. The danger lies in vitamin K, which spinach contains in very high amounts. Vitamin K plays a key role in helping your blood clot, a normal and necessary function. But if you're on blood thinners, the goal is actually to prevent clots from forming too easily. When you suddenly eat large amounts of spinach in salads, smoothies, or side dishes, you may unknowingly be reversing the effects of your medication. Your blood can become thicker, clots can form, and your risk of stroke or heart attack increases. The most concerning part? Many seniors have no idea this interaction is even happening. You feel fine. Your medication routine hasn't changed. But in the background, your body may be slowly losing protection against dangerous blood clots. As a heart doctor, I've seen patients suffer mini strokes, deep vein thrombosis, and other serious complications, all because they added spinach to their diet without understanding the risks. This does not mean you have to avoid spinach altogether. The key is consistency and communication. If you enjoy spinach, talk to your doctor. They can help adjust your medication to match your dietary habits, but what's dangerous is inconsistency. Eating large amounts of spinach one day and none the next makes it difficult to manage your medication effectively. What you eat can either support your treatment or sabotage it. Your heart deserves better than silent sabotage. Be mindful, stay informed, and remember, healthy eating after 60 is not just about choosing the right foods, but also about understanding how those foods interact with your body and your prescriptions. So, if even spinach can become a silent threat, what other vegetables might be quietly damaging your heart? The next one is probably in your fridge right now, and it contains more salt than you might imagine. Let's move on. Part 2. Pickled cucumbers, the salty trap that strains your heart. Pickled cucumbers, or simply pickles, are a staple in many kitchens. Crunchy, tangy, and often served alongside sandwiches or as a snack. They seem innocent enough, but for seniors over 60, especially those with a history of high blood pressure or heart disease, pickles can be a hidden and dangerous threat. The core issue lies in sodium. Pickles are made by soaking cucumbers in a salty brine. This process gives them their flavor but also loads them with extremely high levels of salt, sometimes over 1.000 milligrams in just a few slices. For older adults, the recommended daily sodium intake is around 1.500 milligrams. That means just a few bites of pickles can push you past the safe limit without you even realizing it. So why is sodium so harmful to the heart? Sodium causes your body to retain water, which increases the volume of blood in your vessels. That extra volume creates higher pressure inside your arteries, forcing your heart to work harder. Over time, this leads to hypertension, stiffened arteries, and ultimately, heart failure or stroke. The problem is, this damage doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't come with clear warning signs until it's too late. I've treated patients who were doing everything right, avoiding fried food, exercising, cutting out sugar, but their blood pressure stayed high. They were confused and frustrated, only to discover that the pickles they snacked on daily were quietly undermining all their progress. The real danger is that salt hides in places we don't expect, in pickles, canned vegetables, sauces, and even healthy soups. As we age, our kidneys lose efficiency, and our arteries become more vulnerable. This means your body cannot handle sodium the way it once did, and every gram starts to matter more. But here's the good news. You can still enjoy flavorful meals without putting your heart at risk. Learn to read labels carefully, and consider making homemade pickles with less salt or using herbs and lemon to add flavor instead. Cooking from scratch is one of the best ways to control sodium intake and protect your heart. The goal isn't to eliminate all flavor, it's to eliminate silent threats. So if pickled cucumbers can quietly raise your blood pressure, what about vegetables that don't contain salt but trigger another danger, inflammation? In the next part, we'll look at a fiery favorite that may be igniting something harmful inside your body. Let's talk about red chili peppers, and why they might be adding more heat to your heart than you think. Part 3. Red chili peppers, the fiery ingredient fueling cardiac stress. For many people, especially those from rich cultural food traditions, red chili peppers are more than just an ingredient, they represent warmth, comfort, and flavor. A dash of spice can awaken a bland dish, bring back memories, and even lift your mood. But for seniors over 60, especially those with pre-existing heart conditions, that fiery flavor may come with a hidden price. Red chili peppers, particularly the hot and concentrated varieties, can trigger a strong physiological response in your body. They stimulate the nervous system, raise adrenaline levels, and cause your heart rate and blood pressure to spike. For a younger, healthy individual, this response might be manageable or even beneficial. But for older adults with stiffened arteries or a weakened heart, this extra stimulation can lead to dangerous complications. I've seen patients come into my clinic with heart palpitations, chest tightness, or sudden spikes in blood pressure, all after enjoying a spicy meal. The surprising part? Most of them never suspected the culprit was the chili. They were avoiding processed foods, exercising regularly, and eating home-cooked meals, unaware that their beloved spice was silently stressing their cardiovascular system. The problem isn't just the heat, it's the body's stress response to that heat. When chili peppers enter the body, they activate pain receptors, which signal the body to release stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. This causes the blood vessels to constrict, blood pressure to rise, and in some cases, irregular heart rhythms to develop. If you already have high blood pressure or heart disease, this can be a tipping point towards serious complications like a heart attack or stroke. Over time, regular consumption of very spicy food can also contribute to chronic inflammation, which wears down the blood vessels and damages the inner linings of your arteries. That slow-burning damage adds up, especially when paired with age-related cardiovascular decline. But this doesn't mean you have to give up flavor. There are many heart-friendly alternatives to add richness and depth to your meals. Try using mild herbs like basil, rosemary, and thyme, garlic, in moderation, ginger, turmeric, and fresh lemon juice can all enhance taste without placing added stress on your heart. The key takeaway here is not to eliminate joy from your food, but to choose your spices wisely. What brings comfort to your taste buds should not come at the expense of your cardiac health. So, if chili peppers can ignite inflammation and pressure, what about a food praised for healing, but that turns dangerous when consumed raw? In the next section, we'll uncover the truth about garlic, and why something so trusted might be quietly hurting your heart. Stay with us. Part 4. Raw garlic, when nature's medicine turns against your heart. Garlic has earned its place in nearly every kitchen and culture. For centuries, it has been praised for its healing powers, from lowering cholesterol to thinning the blood and supporting heart health. Many seniors trust garlic so deeply that they chew raw cloves daily or swallow them whole like medicine. And yes, garlic can be incredibly beneficial, but only when used wisely. The problem arises when raw garlic is combined with heart medications, especially blood thinners like warfarin, aspirin, or clopidogrel. Garlic is a natural anticoagulant, which means it enhances your body's ability to prevent clots. But when taken alongside prescription blood thinners, the effects can overlap and intensify, making your blood dangerously thin. What does that mean in real life? It means a small cut could lead to prolonged bleeding. It means spontaneous nosebleeds, internal bruising, or even gastrointestinal bleeding, all without warning. One of the most dangerous complications is internal hemorrhage. which may go unnoticed until it becomes life-threatening. Real-life story. I once treated a 68-year-old patient named Mr. Harris. He had survived a minor heart attack a year earlier and was placed on low-dose aspirin and warfarin. Wanting to improve his heart naturally, he started eating 2 raw cloves of garlic every morning, believing it would boost his recovery. At first, things seemed fine. He felt more energized, his cholesterol improved slightly, and he proudly told his friends about his new morning ritual. But after several weeks, he began experiencing unexplained fatigue, occasional dizziness, and bruises on his arms and legs. One day, he noticed black stools, a sign of internal bleeding. By the time he arrived at the clinic, his blood pressure had dropped, and his hemoglobin was critically low. After tests and emergency care, we traced the cause: excessive blood thinning from the combination of garlic and his medications. He had no idea the garlic, something so natural, could become so harmful. He recovered, but the experience changed the way he viewed natural remedies. He still uses garlic, but in moderation and only cooked. After consulting with his doctor, why cooked garlic is safer. Cooking garlic reduces its blood-thinning potency while retaining many of its heart-friendly compounds. When used moderately in cooked meals, garlic can still support cardiovascular health without the dangerous interactions. The lesson here is not that garlic is bad, but that even natural foods can become risky when used without knowledge or medical guidance. After age 60, the body becomes more sensitive to interactions between food and medication. What helped you at 40 might hurt you at 70. Part 5. Raw sprouts, the innocent crunch that could break a senior's heart. They look fresh, vibrant, and full of life. Raw sprouts, like alfalfa, mung bean, or radish sprouts, are often seen as a symbol of clean eating. For many seniors who want to eat fresh and embrace plant-based nutrition, sprinkling a handful of sprouts onto a sandwich or salad seems like the perfect healthy choice. But behind their delicate crunch lies a hidden danger that most people never suspect. Sprouts grow in warm, moist environments, the very conditions where harmful bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria thrive. While younger adults may recover from foodborne illness with little more than a day or two of discomfort, seniors face far greater risks. As we age, the immune system weakens, healing slows, and the body's defenses are no longer as fast or effective in fighting off infections. What starts as a mild stomach ache after eating raw sprouts can escalate rapidly into dehydration, sepsis, or a heart infection known as endocarditis, an inflammation of the inner lining of the heart chambers and valves. For seniors, especially those with underlying heart disease, such an infection can be life-threatening and difficult to treat. The unseen risk to your heart. When your body is fighting off a bacterial infection, it diverts resources and energy away from the heart and circulatory system. Inflammation increases throughout the body, and if you already have weakened arteries or previous cardiac episodes, this added strain can trigger irregular heart rhythms, chest pain, or even heart failure. I've seen cases where patients were hospitalized not because of their heart disease directly, but because they ate something as seemingly harmless as raw sprouts. And by the time the source of infection was identified, they were dealing with multiple complications, from blood pressure crashes to dangerously low oxygen levels. The painful irony? They were simply trying to eat healthy. What you can do instead? If you enjoy the texture and freshness of sprouts, there's no need to give them up entirely, just cook them first. Light steaming or sautéing can kill harmful bacteria without sacrificing all the flavor or nutrients. This small step can transform a risky habit into a safe one. And remember, food safety matters even more as we age. What your stomach could handle in your 30s might overwhelm your system in your 70s. Eating clean isn't just about raw and organic, it's about eating safely and wisely. Your heart has served you faithfully for over 6 decades, beating over 2 billion times without asking for anything in return. But now, it is asking for your attention. Aging is not about giving up, it is about becoming wiser. The foods that once nourished you may no longer serve you in the same way. It is time to listen closely, not just to your cravings, but to your body's deeper needs. By making small, thoughtful changes, cooking instead of eating raw, reducing salt, Moderating vitamin intake, you are not just protecting your heart. You are reclaiming your strength. One meal at a time. You do not have to be perfect. You just need to be aware, consistent, and kind to yourself. Your next heartbeat is a gift. Nourish it wisely. And remember, real wellness is not about trends, it is about understanding, balance, and love for the life you still have ahead.